A limited number of visitors are now allowed back into Yellowstone National Park. Cars lined up Wednesday as officials in Wyoming reopened the park's South Loop. Last week, floods wiped out roads, bridges, and homes in the park and surrounding communities. Crews were able to repair some of the damage, but the landscape of the park is forever changed. For more on this, I'm joined by Cam Sholly. He's the superintendent of Yellowstone National Park. Welcome, Cam. How was turnout on the first day of reopening?
Well, you saw from those pictures, John, it was busy. I think it's important for people to remember that we took the park from 0 to 60 in about 4 hours into the southern loop through 3 entrances. So overall, all those traffic jams that you saw were gone by 12:30. We expected heavy volume early on. That's exactly what we got. Most of the feedback, though, very positive once that traffic cleared up, and we'll see what the next couple days bring.
And if I'm planning a visit, what should I expect?
Well, right now, if you've been to Yellowstone, the northern loop is what was most heavily impacted by the floods in, last Sunday, and the southern loop was less impacted. So we've worked to put the north part of the park in kind of a flood recovery zone, and the south part of the park to kind of turn into our normal southern operations. We get somewhere around 1 million visits per month in the park in a normal year in the summer. And so we obviously couldn't put full visitation into half the park. So we implemented some new visitor access rules that are temporary and in place likely for the rest of this year. We're trying that out, see how that works. We've worked closely with our community partners in developing those solutions, the alternating license plate system. And so, today we had about 5,000 cars enter the park, and about 1% were out of compliance. So most people, especially as fast as we stood this up, understood what we were trying to do, both manage traffic within the southern loop only, and also protect the economies in the gateway communities by giving visitors that want to come to Yellowstone better predictability.
What's your feeling about how long it will take to manage all of the fallout from this and get things to whatever the new state of normal will be?
Well, as I said, the towns of Gardner, Montana, and Cook City, Montana, are those two entrances are currently impassable to visitors. We've made significant progress in the last 9 days well, first of all, if you think about the night of that flood, and that was a 1 in 500 year flood, extensive damage to the roads in northern Yellowstone. Was the quick actions of the team here that night to close many of those portions of road early before the flood damage happened, and I'm convinced that saved lives. We spent the first couple days of last week evacuating visitors out of the park, doing damage assessments, supporting communities that were in need, and then looking at what the plan is for longer term and short term reconstruction of the assets that were damaged. We've had tremendous support from Secretary Holland and the Interior Department, the Director of the National Park Service, the Federal Highway Administration, and Department of Transportation have been incredible at helping support us identify the ways that we can reconnect to these communities. Extremely important. We're talking to them every day, and I think we've got a good plan for recovery, both in the short term, and we're working on what those long-term options might look like.
Well, good luck with it all, Cam Sholly, and may it take 500 years before you have to deal with this again. Thanks so much for being with us.
I hope so. Thanks, John.